Hello everybody, and today we're going to be going into my first LFR, which is for no other reason than to get my flying. But yeah, this is not a difficult raid for people that might be a little concerned. You know, maybe you've never done raiding before, maybe you don't even know the fight, in which case I recommend you look at the Adventurer's Journal because it gives you a pretty good rundown of the fight. But let's be honest, by this point in the expansion, you don't really need to know what's going on because you're going to burst through the mechanics of the fight. And it's the same as in any MMO I've ever played. Any kind of raid finder, the damn DPS does not click yes. I was 99% sure we were going to be thrown back into the queue, but nope. Nope, they got back from the bathroom in time. Now, this fight does have some mechanics that are interesting, but it's a very simple fight once you actually know what's going on. That's not to say that I actually do the mechanics, but I know what the mechanics are. I just kind of ignored them. I'm not sure that's really better, but you know what? You just go with what's going on. You just go with Rome. You know, when you're in Rome, do what they do. And in this case, nobody's doing the mechanics, so I figured, well, I'm not going to run out of melee range and try and do that, so if the range don't want to do it, then that's their business. Now this is not my best serving here. I kind of just spam buttons. I'm not going to pretend that this was a great, performance here on any stretch of the imagination. Especially considering, the rogues doubling my DPS right now. But, hey, you know what? Kudos to them. Because, they must know what they're doing. Because, I don't know about anybody else, but I heard LFR was a bunch of people who didn't really care about doing a lot of damage. So when I saw that people were out damaging me by a wide margin, I was very surprised. Not in a mad way, just pleasantly surprised. I wasn't expecting much. You know how that outlook goes. You don't expect much, you're not disappointed then. Well, I wasn't disappointed. Now, I think the waves are almost over. I think this might be the last wave. I didn't count when I was doing it, but it wasn't a very long trash, gauntlet, so to say. It's not like Mount Hyjal was back in the day. Good God. If I ever played Mount Hyjal back in Burning Crusade when it was relevant, oh, this is like child's play compared to that. But yeah, I didn't really know what was going on. I knew the basics of the fight. I'll go over the basics of the fight right now, because we're not going to have time to when the fight's actually going, because it's going to be that quick. Beginning of the fight, you get a corruption bar. The corruption bar reaches, I think, 33, 66, and then maybe 100%. There's different incarnations. At 33%, you start seeing little... I don't know if it's the little things on the floor. You basically stay out of the bad. Stay out of red. And at 100%, you get a damage buff, but at the end of the debuff, I think you get mind controlled. But in LFR, at this point, you should never actually get there. Considering I think corruption falls off on its own. If the other is, you get something called the dream simulacrum, or whatever you want to call that. In some instances, you are going to be the one that, saves people's butts if you're actually doing the mechanics. But we're not doing the mechanics. Generally speaking, you'd want to soak the meteors, help soak the meteors. You'd want to protect people from the ads coming, but we're just kind of going to say, screw that, we don't want to do that, we're just going to sit here on the boss because our melee DPS is too much work, we got to keep that up. Because if you get to 100% corruption with the Dream Simulacrum or whatever that is, you just wake up. You don't actually get mind control, so you want to take all the corruption spreading, afflictions. I was like, okay, now I'll try and do a little bit of mechanics here, and the fight's over. Ain't that the way it always is? Okay, for the record, I'm just going to say I had no idea what bonus loot even was, and I had like a full inventory of them, so I'm like, you know what, yeah, why not? Why not just roll the dice here? I didn't know if that could proc legendaries. I come to find out I don't think it does. I thought maybe that might proc legendaries, get the old battle luck protection rolling, but I don't think it does. But the theory was not that good, because I should have researched it beforehand. But yeah, make sure you don't forget that little thing next to Cenarius there. Is that Cenarius, or is that... Oh, crap. Well, don't forget... Yeah, Cenarius. Don't forget to get that, beside him. Because then you have to do the whole raid over again. It's not a long thing. It's not even difficult, as you just saw. We got it done in like 5 minutes. I mean, I think it took like 25 minutes to just get into the thing, so that took longer than the actual raid. Of course, this was also at 4 a.m. in the morning, so I'm surprised I even got a raid. But it should be said, I did get my flying, so I'm not going to show the whole thing because I accidentally left the recording like literally all day, and Vegas cannot actually, import that large of a file. It's like an 80 gigabyte file. Imagine if it had been Fraps. Oh god, my computer would have bricked. Thank you, Shadowplay. But anyway, guys and girls out there, this was my first run in LFR. It was fun, if a bit simplistic, but I enjoyed it. So hopefully you did too, and hopefully I shall see you next time. Farewell until then.